Yes, the cat shirt is back, baby. Drums are expensive. They're also big and they're also very loud, especially if you play metal. For many drummers, this means if I get a drum, I might as well get a really good one. This is a thought that I generally very much agree with. In my experience, however, too many drummers then end up compromising heavily on their cymbal choices. Let's talk about why that is a bad idea. But first, a quick request from me. I have no sponsor. This is a very small channel. And if you enjoy my content, please watch this video all the way through. That helps immensely with the algorithm. Also, please give this video a like, leave a comment, leave your thoughts down below, share what you think with me, as well as your questions if you have any. And with that out of the way, hi, I'm Mahmoud. I'm a musician and producer from Switzerland. Expensive drums are great. They usually resonate better than their cheaper counterparts. They hold their tuning much better. And more often than not, they also look nicer. Don't underestimate the look of an instrument. I am 100% of the belief that a cool instrument will entice you to play more often than a bad looking one. However, if you have limited resources and need to invest in both drums and cymbals, you should spend as little money as you feasibly can on a drum set, without buying straight up trash obviously, and factor in enough money for good sounding cymbals. So what exactly am I suggesting here if I believe all of that? In a recording situation, you have about 1,000,001 ways to fix a not great sounding drum. Let's talk about some examples. Number 1, you can get better or more appropriate sounding heads for the style that you're playing. On a modern drum set with relatively sharp bearing edges, about 80% of the tone stems from the head itself. The bearing edges provide minimal contact with the drum shell and let the head resonate much better. This means you have now circumvented bad tone by just getting fresh heads. Combined with your amazing cymbals, this might just sound like your favorite records. Number 2, you can't afford fresh heads at this time? It is a compromise for sure, but here's what an engineer can still do. Tune the heads to the best of their abilities, get a great performance out of you, and make sure they check the tuning of the heads after every take. It won't sound like fresh heads, but some studio tricks can definitely help here. Number 3, let's say the drums are still sounding like trash. They sound like dead cardboard boxes. Tuning does nothing, but hey, at least the cymbals you got are sounding good. At this stage, you can still get a performance and sample replace the bad sounding drum afterwards. Is it ideal? Hell no. But shit happens. At least your cymbals are sounding amazing. Now, let's flip the scenario. What if you have an amazing drum, but entry-level cymbals? There's almost nothing that you can do. The very high end of a mix, in many cases, is occupied by the cymbals and often by the cymbals alone. Weird resonances and harsh highs are always a compromise, and fixing that is almost impossible without losing a lot of what makes a good recording sound good in the first place. Notching and filtering is often necessary. That's nothing new even with good cymbals. But the amount you need on bad cymbals is never going to get you good results. Unfortunately, sample replacing cymbals is also not possible. I mean, technically it is, but on programmed drums, they are more often than not the giveaway that the drums aren't real. At that point, you might as well just program the drums completely instead of going through the hassle of recording. And just to be clear, I was lucky enough to get this drum recently, and I just put it up yesterday night, and I still stand behind my statement 100%. If you have to prioritize your investments and you're not sure where to spend your money when it comes to drums, you should be spending on good cymbals first. Quick tone check, snare. Oh yeah. Now you might be asking, what is a good cymbal? Honestly, this is one of those things where you get what you pay for. This is definitely not as obvious with drums. If you have a drum store close by, go try for yourself. Line up a few crashes, from cheap to expensive ideally, so you can hear an obvious difference, ideally maybe from the same maker. Hit them and listen. It is a world of a difference. There's even obvious differences between the same exact models. Let's quickly sum up. Let's say you have $2,500 to spend on your drum. I suggest you spend no more than, let's say, $800, $900 on that drum. And even a quick Google search gave me results from Gretsch and Mapex, both reputable companies that will make you super happy with their drums. That leaves you with around $1,500-ish to spend on good cymbals. You can get a great hi-hat ride and 2 crashes, which are the most important parts of a cymbal set. Spend more on the hi-hat and the ride, as those usually don't break, and try to complement them with 2 great sounding crashes that you can afford. After that, learn how to tune your drum really well, and I promise you the recording will be so much better for it. And by the way, those old cymbals that you still have, they're not trash at this point. You can still use them for practice. Save the expensive ones for when it matters, be it a gig or a recording session. That about sums it up. Quick tip, there's also a lot of amazing videos on YouTube comparing cymbals from the same maker, same series, sizes, all of that stuff. Do yourself a favor and check those out as well, because the cymbal choice is paramount to a good drum recording. I've had so many sessions where I've gotten tracks of drums that were performed really well by amazing drummers, but the cymbals were just not up to par. And that just ends up, well, not great, frankly. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this gave you a new perspective on this whole drum recording thing. Again, please leave a like and subscribe and comment and all that YouTube stuff. I have been Mahmoud. Take care. See you next time, my friend.